This is the Dynasty Market Report for Tyler Shough, quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, where we take a look at an individual player. We look at what their production has been, what we think their production will be or could be in the offseason going forward, and then we track that compared to market sentiment. Because one of the best things you can do in Dynasty Fantasy Football is make trades not based on your own takes, but just within the space that the market provides. In the offseason, one of the best things you can do is trade with the idea that I might not ever even start this player. So even if you're trading for someone you don't like, as long as the market likes them, you can gain value and trade them away. So for Tyler Shough, this is a player that started about I think he started 9 games for the Saints and has a winning record. And down the stretch, finished 4-1 in his last 5 games. So Dynasty managers are kind of excited for this player. If you pull up his market value sentiment, which we pull on Keep Trade Cut is a tool that people use for trade calculator. And I don't think it's excellent for that, but it is really good at tracking what fantasy players do Dynasty managers want on their rosters. Because when you open up this site, it asks you to rank 3 players. Rank 1 keep, 1 trade, 1 cut. And that's a good sign of just who do people want on their roster. And if we look at his market value since becoming the starter, it's just continued to rise. The production was there. Kellen Moore's offense and Kellen Moore as a head coach is looking okay. We're seeing signs of a turnaround for the Saints. The overall record for the team was quite bad, but down the stretch, things looked good. So a player crossover that I like to use for Tyler Shough is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy and Tyler Shough were both kind of afterthoughts in the quarterback or the starting quarterback market. Shough was drafted in the 2nd round of the NFL draft. He's an older prospect. Brock Purdy was drafted, as you know, with the last pick of the draft. I think in Dynasty managers' mind, they're just not first-round picks, is really the way that I get them, and we're not sure that they're the guy coming out of their first year. If you remember the storylines with Brock Purdy, here is the timeline of him becoming the starter late in his rookie year, December. He was taking over for injured players. Goes through the playoffs, looks good, and then gets injured. And then in that offseason, not sure, is he the starter? Is he going to be healthy? And then he comes back and he gets up to kind of peak values of, it can be tough to see on the site. This is just around 6,000 and within the 5,000 round range. If you're looking at that as rookie picks, 5,000 in a given rookie season, like an off season, is around 108, 109 trade value. So if we're looking at someone like Tyler Shough, whose value is sitting around 3,900, and we can just trade him as a first-round pick in 2026, that's something I'm looking to do. Now, I do somewhat believe in the player, but I think the market is a little bit high on him, and you can do a lot of cool things with trades around Tyler Shough. Regardless of what you think, if you're able to do something like this in your league, you don't need to even believe in Tyler Shough to say, I'll trade Shedeur Sanders, the 210, get Tyler Shough, and then just trade him for a 27 first. I'm not sure that you could trade the 210 this year and Shedeur and come away with a first-round pick in 2027, or do something like this where you trade Shedeur for Shough and get the 110 this year. I would be happy to do something like that. Here, what we see is that in some leagues, the value of Shough is really low. Someone traded the 207 for him. If you were able to trade just the 207 and then flip Shough to someone else in your league for a 27 first, I think that's a massive value in. Or a pick this year, the 112. There's a lot of stuff you can do with trade sequencing around Tyler Shough. I'd probably even be fine doing a trade like this where I'm trading Shough and a 26th third for a first round pick. I think the player is okay, but I really just want to get to a point where I have more solidified value. We don't know for sure that Shough is going to have a long career and become the next Brock Purdy. If you start to look at some of the stats around the teams he was playing, like I mentioned, he had a 5-game stretch where he was 4-1. If you look at those teams, like they're not good teams. He beat the Jets. He beat the Titans. He beat the Panthers, who did go on to win their division with a losing record. He beat the Buccaneers, who faltered down the stretch and fired their offensive coordinator, and then lost to the Falcons. This is a game where he didn't have Chris Olave, so we kind of throw out Week 18 in general. But this great stretch of 4-1, it's not amazing. He was playing a last place team's record, which he will play again next year. But if we can just cash out, Tyler Shough is someone that you probably got with a late second round rookie pick last year, or maybe even an early third rookie pick in a super flex league. And if you can turn that into a first, I think I'm comfortable doing that. That's about how I see the market here. There's always a chance that he does become Brock Purdy. And if you believe it, you can get in for pretty cheap right now in some leagues. And I think you should be. If you can take the 207 for Tyler Shough, I would do that all the time. So that's going to bring us to the end of the video here. If this helps you make a trade in your league, let me know. Or if it helps you avoid a trade that you might not want to take, let me know with a like, a comment, of subscribe. If there is a specific player that you are looking to have a Dynasty market report on, let me know in the comments and we'll add them to the list. We'll be doing these Monday through Friday throughout the entire offseason leading into the 2026 season. Thank you very much, and we will see you in the next one.